Welcome to episode 7 of the Go Around Buzz podcast with Chris, Damon, and Sal. Sal, what's up, my man? The Rams had a bye week, so that means we're undefeated.
That's right. Felt good, you know.
Felt good, man. Felt
Being
good.
able to watch the games and enjoy it, and not have to, we didn't lose anything.
We didn't stress out. We didn't lose anything. Now we know what this week is, Sal.
Niner week, huh?
Say it again.
Niner week.
Oh, man. As you see, we have some special guests, Niner fans that came.
Oh, there they are.
Okay, whatever.
All right, yeah.
So, Sal, the Niners made a big splash and just acquired Christian McCaffrey. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm a big McCaffrey fan, so I was kind of following that story closely, and I was hoping the Rams would get him, but I thought, like, all things equal, that he would probably, they'd probably send him to the Niners. But at least the Rams drove the price up, So they had to pay a little bit more. But it was a close deal. The Rams were going to send Cam Akers to Carolina along with draft picks. And it didn't happen, but you know what? I guess it just adds to the rivalry,
Yeah, they got some better weapon because now Debo Debo played running back a lot. Now I think he'll go to his other position, which is wide receiver, his main position.
Yeah.
And then Christian McCaffrey, he doesn't have to have the load he did in Carolina. You know what I'm saying? He ran the ball so much and the wear and tear on his body that, it's like, dang. The Niners are getting Trent Williams back for the game. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's going to be a big addition for the Niners.
Yeah.
The Rams have to find a way, and I think that's what, you look at the last, 7 games.
Seven straight
regular season losses. The Rams have to find a way to get pressure on Garoppolo. I mean, when I see him zoom in and that smile that he always, he's way too comfortable. The Rams got to find a way to get pressure on him and, make him, put the ball in the air. And I think that the Rams would be in a better, position that way.
He's so comfortable, it seems like he's getting his hair and makeup done. Like he's back there chilling. Hey, where's my hair? Where's my makeup? Where's my blow dryer at?
Right?
Hey, man, like, because there's no pressure on him. He's just chilling back there, just doing
really
nothing, just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what I'm saying? Ordering DoorDash, Grubhub, just taking his time. The Rams don't get no pressure on him until to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Speaking of NFC Championship game, you like my
I
shirt,
like
Sal?
that.
Remember
that's
this?
beautiful.
You remember this play?
Who's that, number 9?
Next guy.
Okay, that's nice.
When Debo got knocked up.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that when Debo got knocked up? You know what I'm saying? You guys know the rest. He got knocked out for a couple plays, kind of woozy. Speaking of the Rams-Niner game, the Rams are scheduled to get back Brylan Allen, Van Jefferson, Troy Hill, Taven Howard, and Bobby Brown III. Do you think that'll make a big difference against the Niners?
Yeah, I think it'll make, especially Brian Allen, at center, he'll be able to make the line calls and stuff. And the Rams need to have, a guy in there that, he was the Rams starter. So I think he'll make a difference, definitely.
The Niners fullback. The Niners are one of three or four teams that use a fullback. And Kyle Juszczyk,
He's going to be.
He's not playing. I think he's doubtful for the game.
Well, I think he has a hand injury or finger injury.
Finger surgery.
Yeah, he did. He had okay, yeah. I knew something to do with his hand. Yeah, so he probably won't be. If he is in the game, he probably won't be a big factor. But McCaffrey will be. So it's like pick your poison with the 49er offense. The Rams have to find a way to get pressure. But if I were the Rams, I would. It's like the 49ers elevate their play when they play the Rams. If they could play like they played the Rams, they'd be Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but the Rams, the Rams have to match that physical play of the 49ers. So the Rams have to run the ball, even though, the Rams have to commit to the run, keep the 49ers offense off the field and eventually open up and go to the tight end and start using some of the weapons. But I think also for the Rams, Van Jefferson being back will be a big addition to the Rams offense.
But him being back, I don't want the Rams to just throw it to him right away because the Niners are going to suspect that. Like when OBJ came last year in the game, the Niners, he threw right away to him. No, ease him in. Just have some decoy, have some plays.
That Monday night, that was crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
Every Monday night we play in Santa Clara, we get our asses beat. You know what I'm saying?
It's because the game plan. I mean, the game plan, it doesn't work. For some reason, it's like we play right into the 49ers' hands. Like, that Monday night you're talking about, the Rams had acquired OBJ, right? He was coming back, and, I'm thinking, don't start him against the Niners because that rivalry is so intense, If the Rams threw him in the game, they went deep, it ended up getting picked off. The Niner fans went crazy, and the momentum
Switch.
Yeah, changed. And then also, I was like, don't play, Von Miller either. And they play Von Miller, and it shows him on the sidelines with oxygen.
Yeah, he was tired, man.
Yeah, he looked old and tired, and so sometimes against rival teams, just play basic football. Don't try and do too much. Play within, your capabilities, but keep the Niner offense off the field. Once the Rams give up big plays, and once you do that, it's like emotionally, it's like you're taking out the game early.
And then also, the Niner fans come deep. They call it SoFi South. We're going to take over your stadium. This and that, blah, blah, blah. We're going to take over your tailgate. Yeah. I don't mind if you take over my tailgate or my stadium because when the Rams win, they leave early. Like last time, the Rams won the NFC title game. Yeah. What happened, Sal? You saw the escalator shot. Yeah. They're leaving. You know what I'm saying?
But I think in all fairness, like a lot of these, you hear a lot of reporters say, oh, the reason why there's so many 49er fans is because Los Angeles didn't have football for 22 years. And I'm like, well, any longtime Ram fan that went to Anaheim Stadium, there was a lot of Niner fans, even when we had the Rams. But, I mean, I know, some of my family are 49er fans, so I understand. But until the Rams, win a couple of more championships, I think eventually it'll turn a little more.
Yeah.
But the 49ers, I mean, if you don't win in LA, it's not going to matter. Like the Rams won one, and when the Rams played in St. Louis, Missouri, it's funny, Missouri is known as the show me state. But I tell people, LA is the show me city, Yeah. If you're not winning, you'll become irrelevant very quickly. You saw what happened to the Dodgers. I mean, best, one of the top records in regular season, but it doesn't matter if you don't win. So the Rams need to get it together.
Yeah, I think they will. I think, because like I said, 7 times in a regular season. 8 times, you beat a team 8 times in a row? That's like 4 straight years because you play each other twice. 4 straight years of winning if they win this game. The Rams have to win this game. Too many of my friends are Rams fans. Too many of my friends are Niner fans. They're going to destroy me on social media. They're going to talk, and I got to answer. Yeah. These Niner fans going to be on my tailgate. Yeah. Salivating at the mouth like, we're going to kick your ass. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like,
I like it, though. I love that rivalry because it's fun. But I tell people, a lot of people like to, critique Jeff Fisher, but Jeff Fisher understood that rivalry. The Rams defense played a lot better when Jeff Fisher was, he understood what that rivalry meant to the 2 Ram fans.
Yeah.
So, that Northern California versus Southern California, it's always been a thing. And when the Rams were in St. Louis, it really wasn't much of a rivalry. They tried to make it, but it didn't have the same intensity that it does now. So, I expect, the 49er fans to take over the stadium. But the scoreboard is pretty much what determines how loud a crowd is.
Yeah, because if the Rams are winning, or they win the game, or they're blowing them out, you won't hear no Niner fans.
Yeah, I remember.
You won't hear nothing. It'd be sounding like
I remember that one game when the Rams were up 19-0, and I think it was 19-0.
The last one.
Yeah, it was 17-0, and I was feeling confident.
Yeah, I was too.
The stadium was loud. The Niner fans that were behind me, you could hear a pin drop. And then after a while, the second half, the Rams gave up that field goal before the end of the first half, and I thought that was a big mistake. That's going to come back to haunt them. Then the Niners got the ball back in the third quarter, and it was a different story. So, the Niner fans came alive. So any stadium I've been to, when scoreboard pretty much determines how loud you're going to be.
Scoreboard can shut people up. Because once it's like a blowout or close to like 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and the team, people are they're going to leave early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 17-0. I remember that score. I actually thought, man, this is going to be a breeze. Finally, the Rams are able to, dominate a game, but it didn't happen. It didn't last.
The best thing about the bye week was the Niners losing to the Chiefs because didn't they have a 10.0 lead?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Dang, the Niners can never hold 10-point leads. Why?
Yeah, so we can't beat the Niners, and the Niners can't beat the Chiefs.
Because they had beat them. They had them 10 points in the Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Remember that one play? I thought the Niners were going to win that Super Bowl, but then Richard Sherman gave up that big play, right, to Sammy Watkins, and then the tide changed.
So, do you ever notice when the Niners are up by 10 points, something bad happens? NFC Championship game, up by 10 against the Rams. Regular season game, up by 10 points against the Bears.
10 points, that could be a curse.
10 points against the Chiefs. All losses. But I don't want them to jump into a 10-point lead on us.
I'd like to be up 10-0 on the Niners, though.
I want to be up 10-0, 1 minute to go in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as there's a time on the clock,
Yeah.
But, That's why I wanted, them to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo.
He scares the you-know-what out of me.
Yeah.
Like
He's so comfortable against the Rams.
That's what we talked about,
He
man.
plays at another level.
He looks like a dang, Hall of Famer against the Rams.
He's way too comfortable.
Way too
He's
comfortable. Like,
always
we
been
talked
that way,
about that. It's just like, man, why can't I just don't. It's just frustrating because it's like, get to him. Like you said, the Niners play the Rams like it's their Super Bowl. It's each other's Super Bowl. Literally, it was last year, the NFC Championship game. But this year, it's like, come on.
And I think also it's interesting because to make it even more intense is the fact that, Coach McVay and Shanahan are friends.
Buddies.
So I know he even takes it that much harder because he can't beat Shanahan until he proves it, But one time I was watching one of the games and, one of the announcers said, the 49ers don't respect the Rams. They don't think that the Rams could beat them, and that's exactly the way the Rams play. They play like they're, for some reason, they just don't match
intensity,
the physicality of the 49ers. 49ers are, what you're going to get from them. They're going to run the football. You have to stop them, and the Rams haven't been able to do that.
Speaking of the Rams-Niners, we have a special guest today.
Yeah, that's always awesome. Yes. I like to hear the 49ers.
I want to hear her. I can't wait to hear her because I want to hear her perspective. Yeah, I want to hear what she has to say, and I'm going to ask her some questions about all this other stuff. So we'll probably cut to that now.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, cool.
What do we got?
We got Niner superfan Jennifer.
How's it going?
Question. Why are you a Niners fan?
So, my family didn't really grow up watching football. Okay. So, when I was in 4th grade, all the boys in my neighborhood liked the 49ers. So, I just started watching. And then in 1986, they were going to the playoffs. Ronnie Lott broke his finger. And instead of missing, he cut his finger off. And I was like, that's pretty badass. So, I'm going to stick with the team.
Damn. You remember that, huh?
I do.
Damn, he did play with a messed up
he cut off part of his finger so he could play.
So do you attend games in Santa Clara as well, as a Niner fan?
I do. I try to go once a year.
Okay.
If it allows, but yeah.
Go. Okay. Were you at the Niner game last year, the NFC Championship game?
I was not.
That's a good thing.
I'm a teacher. My budget doesn't allow for it.
So I didn't see you on the escalator then?
You didn't see me on the escalator.
I was about to say, you look familiar. I couldn't see. Who's your favorite 49er of all time?
Jerry Rice.
Why is that?
He just made the game look so easy. He did. I mean, he had good people throwing him the ball, but yeah, he just made the game look so easy. But his work ethic was really good too.
Yeah.
He was like the Kobe Bryant before.
Running those hills and stuff.
Yeah, his parents were masons, so he grew up catching bricks.
That's true.
So he had good hands.
Now, who'd you like better, Joe Montana or Steve Young?
Joe Montana, I guess.
Why is that?
No certain reason. I just.
Yeah. Now, do you agree? Who do you like better for your team, Jimmy G or Trey Lance?
For now, I'll say Jimmy G. But for the future, Trey Lance.
Why do you say that?
He has a lot of potential.
Okay.
I think he opens up the game more because he can run also.
Okay.
I just think that because he didn't play his college year in 2020, and then he backed up Jimmy last year. So true. I just think he's not experienced enough. But I think he has the potential to open up their offense even more.
In my opinion, as a Rams fan, I think the Niners play better around Jimmy G. Because they rally around him for some reason, Trey Lance, okay, don't get me wrong, he was figuring things out. But when he got hurt in the Chicago game, Jimmy G came in. It's like the team's adrenaline went up. What do you think about that?
I think so. I think he's experienced, and I mean, he backed up the GOAT for so many years. So I think, he knows what to do. I mean, sometimes he scares us too. I think if he has too much time though, I'd rather him get rid of the ball quick.
Okay.
Get the ball to Debo, get the ball to Kittle, hand the ball to McCaffrey. When he has too much time and tries to do too much, I think that's when he gets in trouble.
Who's your favorite player on the Niners now?
Debo.
Why is Debo your favorite player?
Because he does everything. He throws touchdowns, catches them, runs for them. Okay, he did everything in that game until that play, right?
You like my shirt? Or?
I do not like your shirt. What more could he have done in that game? He carried the team for
Now, with the addition of McCaffrey, do you think Debo's going to be a running back, or do you still like him in his other position as a receiver? What do you like better for him?
No, I want him to stay at wide receiver.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, as a running back, he's going to get hurt, right? He's going to get hit more. So
True. You're going to come to the tailgate, right?
I'm coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, she'll be at my tailgate. This is Jennifer, Super Niner fan. But remember, whose house?
Rams house.
Whose house?
Levi South.
Thank you so much. Good luck. See you at the tailgate.
luck.
Sal, that interview
Yes.
with Jennifer she knows her. She knows her stuff, man. Like,
I mean, I respect
know
a
your
lot
stuff.
of,
You know your
she knows
stuff.
what she's talking about.
brought up Ronnie Lott.
I like
with
that,
his
yeah.
finger cut
Ronnie
off.
Lott's story was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be a Niner fan too.
And I
know
always
that
ask people,
story.
Niner fans, are you a Joe Montana person? And Steve Young, she said Joe Montana because you know he won 4. And that's
Well,
what they grew up watching. So.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting too when you think about that. They were both, like when you think of Steve Young and Montana, they're both mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but they were both, you know, they both won Super Bowls. But you know, Montana is more like a traditional type quarterback, like you know Garoppolo, and then you know you had Steve Young who used to run the ball, and so he was a problem, you know, dual threat. So I think Trey Lance has a lot of those type of skills. So eventually the Rams will have to face him.
Speaking of the Niners, there's a quarterback that got away that was right underneath them in the draft, Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers went into Washington and lost to Tyler Hinkey and the Commanders 23-21. Do you think Green Bay's in trouble?
Yes.
I do too, man.
I think they're in trouble. I think that there's, you know, Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's a very outspoken player. I mean, you know, his credit, you know, I mean, he's an amazing quarterback, but he's really hard to deal with, you know, it appears with different coaches. And I think now he's starting to have problems now. I mean, yelling at the players and for dropping the balls and, you know, I mean, he knows what type of team he has. That's, you know, that's the team he's with. You have to make the best of it.
Yeah. I'm about to lose a happy hour bet. I bet somebody that.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
That Green Bay will win the division. It's like Minnesota.
Well, it's not going to get easier. I mean, they're going
Yeah.
to play the next victim is, Buffalo's next victim is
the Green Bay.
Green Bay Packers. And that'll be on Sunday night for everyone to see. So
They're going to get, So Aaron Rodgers, top quarterback, future Hall of Famer. And then the Panthers traded Christian McCaffrey, and they're on the third-string quarterback, P.J. Walker.
Yeah, Walker, yeah.
And they go into Tampa and hold the Bucks to 3 points. They hold the GOAT to 3 points. Do you think Tampa's in trouble?
Yes, definitely. I think both Green Bay and Tampa are in trouble. You know, that's why you have to be progressive with your players. And, you know, I think both teams kind of hung on too long. You know, I think 1 year too long for both those quarterbacks. I would have let them go. You know, you got as much as you're going to get out of both of them. And I don't think they're going to make a difference. I don't think, no matter who you bring in right now. But there's, you know, I mean, throwing, you know, tablets on the sidelines and yelling at your own teammates and stuff, that's not going to help out. You know, that's not good.
I don't think Tampa's in trouble because they're still in first place. Tampa's in first place. You got, come on, Tom Brady can't beat Carolina to win the division. They can't beat Atlanta to win the division. The Saints, they're all 2-5. So, come on,
Yeah, but when I say in trouble, I mean they're not, you know, like right now in the NFL, there's, you know, probably pretty much Philadelphia and probably Buffalo. And probably those top two teams are probably the teams that are most established. But, you know, after that, it's like there's a lot of question marks for a lot of teams. But I just think when you're having problems with veteran quarterbacks, that's a problem.
And people are scared of Tom Brady because he's the GOAT. So how do you talk to somebody who has more titles than anybody in the history of the NFL?
Yeah,
7 Super Bowls. You can't, like, how do you, like, are you timid? Because this is a new coach for Tampa Bay. Yes, he's been around other programs and coached, but do you stand up to him? Do you, like, what do you do?
I think, you know, Brady is such a strong personality, and I think that's one of the reasons why Bruce Arians, you know, chose to retire versus coming back and coaching him again. I bet he probably wears you out because there's not too much you can say to him. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. You know, you have a young coach, you know, he's not going to listen. He's going to do what he does. You know, he's been doing it forever. And so something about, you know, Green Bay Packer quarterbacks, you know, Brett Favre was the same way.
Yeah.
You know, in a small market like that, I mean, usually Green Bay is known. You had, I mean, Bart Starr, you had guys that were legends, and then both these players are good, but, you know, you don't want to end it like that.
Our NFC West rival, Seattle, went into SoFi and killed the Chargers 37-23.
Yeah.
They're in first place in our division, Sal. Are you shocked by this?
I am. That's a scary team. Seattle is a scary team because everyone thought once they lost Russell Wilson that the team was going to, fall apart, but it didn't happen. And I think now, as they get more and more confidence, they could be a tough team.
Let me repeat that again. The Seattle Seahawks are in first place in our division.
I know,
I just can't believe that.
I know it's early, but I remember Pete Carroll saying that the Seahawks with Russell Wilson, that throughout Russell Wilson's tenure with Seattle, he said that they always win at least 10 games. He said, I expect to do the same. And when I read that, I thought, yeah, right, but he's doing that. Yeah. He's winning. He's winning with good quarterback. The good quarterback play, and you look at his numbers, they're pretty impressive. He's not just, he's throwing the ball a lot.
There's 3 injuries at SoFi. J.C. Jackson out for the year, DK Metcalf, and Mike Williams were all carted off.
Yes.
Do you think something's wrong with SoFi, Sal?
Well, I don't think it's just SoFi. I think it's artificial turf. I think that, when you have those type of injuries, I mean, the amount of money you're paying these players, these are star players, and when you see, injuries like that happen, it's tough to take. So I think that the turf is the cause of a lot of that. And I mean, it's unfortunate that, you're in Southern California and it's, SoFi is considered an outdoor stadium, but yet, you don't have a grass field.
Now, my favorite game of the week, the Chiefs going to Santa Clara and dismantle the 49ers 44-23.
Yeah. Did you watch that in slow motion so you could
watched
really
that
enjoy
game
every
like
second?
at least 4 times.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes leads the NFL in touchdown passes and without Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
What did you think about the game? I watched it.
Yeah, I watched it. It was exciting. It was entertaining. The 49ers jumped out early.
What was the score they jumped out again? I totally forgot. What was the score they jumped out again?
It's back to that 10-0, huh?
10 what?
Yeah, 10-0.
Okay.
Yeah. When I saw that, I thought, okay, maybe it'll be, a tough game. It was, but I think the 49ers, they're still kind of, like the Rams and some, most teams, finally, finding ways to win these games. But the 49ers are, they have the talent. It's a matter of putting it together.
And the Chiefs seem to always come back down. They've been down games. 10 points to the Niners. They're down to the Chargers, I believe. They came down to the Raiders like 3 straight.
Yeah, 2 words. Patrick Mahomes.
That's it, man.
You can't stop that guy. He's amazing.
The last Sunday, the NFL celebrated the 50th anniversary of the last team to finish the season undefeated, which were the 72 Miami Dolphins. Mm-hmm. The 2007 New England Patriots came. They're 18-1. They lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Do you think another team will go undefeated?
No. I don't think that'll ever happen again. And I think now, like back then, when the Miami Dolphins did it, that was rare. But, as a child watching NFL, you didn't have free agency. You didn't have a lot of that. So most of the time, I could almost name the Rams defense, they would keep the same core together for 2-3 years. Now, every year, the NFL is starting to have players that if they want, off a team, they're going to start making noise and they kind of force you to trade them. So I don't think a team will ever have that type of, players, that want to play for a team.
Mm-hmm. The Monday night game featured the Bears and the Patriots. Bill Belichick had a chance to pass George Halas, moving to second place all time behind Don Shula.
Yes.
But the Bears whipped that, what?
Yeah.
They beat the Patriots 33-14. Nobody picked the Bears to win that game. Nobody picked the Bears to win that game. When Zappy came in and he was singing on the sidelines to some certain song.
Yeah, he was really feeling it that day. But I think for them, I think that it was interesting. But the Bears played an unbelievable game. They played a perfect game for their level and stuff. So, yeah, I think that that was a big part of it. But New England to be embarrassed at home, I know that Belichick didn't like that. Yeah. But they took out Mac Jones.
And
that was kind of tough to see. He was struggling. So
the Patriots play the Jets, and I thought I would never say this. I think the Jets are going to beat the Patriots. Wait, did I just wait? Hold on.
Yeah.
I think the Jets are going to beat the Patriots. The Jets are what?
Boy, not only the Jets but the Giants also. Those 2 New York teams are finally winning.
Technically, 3. The Buffalo Bills as well, kind of New York team, but
yeah, they are.
The Jets and the Giants out. The Jets are 5-2.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Second place.
Yeah.
The Giants are 6-1, the toughest division to me because they got Dallas. Not Dallas. The Dallas is behind them, but the Eagles are 7-0.
Well, and it's interesting when you see a team like that. You have 2 young teams. But it's so like when you're a young team, you know, and you start winning these type of games, you kind of like first, you know, you're hoping to win, and then pretty soon when you start seeing, you know, your ability and the talent, you start seeing these teams you're beating, then it starts going from, you know, hoping to win to expecting to win, and then after you expect to win, you start getting that swag and stuff. So these teams, as the season plays on, they're going to be tough to beat, including the Giants.
And the Jets just lost their star running back. I believe Bryce Hall.
Yeah,
for the year.
Bryce Hall,
Man,
yeah.
it's terrible, but it's a
That's
tough.
why, yeah. There were some people that thought maybe they would have made a move for
To me, I think the top
Cam Akers.
the top 4 teams. To me, I believe, Eagles, Bills. Who else? Giants.
Yeah, but it's a long season.
Yeah, I know,
It's a
but-
long season. I think a lot of these teams are playing well now, but you know, in the end, there's going to be so many changes. Like for me, as a Ram fan, I'm not worried. I know that the Rams. It's hard to evaluate a team unless you have all your players, you know, playing. And so this week, the Rams are going to get some key players back. And once they start, that offense starts, you know, kind of falling into place and stuff. I think that Van Jefferson will give that Rams that you know, one dimension that they're lacking is that deep ball threat. And so I think that, and then, you know, Allen Robinson's starting to get involved in the offense. So the Rams will start looking a lot different once they start getting key
And they
players
got
back.
Brian Allen, the center, coming back. So that's
Yeah,
the key.
Brian Allen is, that he was. I mean, in training camp, the Rams looked a lot, you know, stronger. They looked like they were ready to, you know, to roll. And, you know, the secondary was decimated with injuries, and then, you know, they're starting to get these players back too. So yeah.
Sal, I can't wait, man. Can't wait. The Rams
Yeah,
had
we're-
soul fight against the Niners. I want the
Yeah.
Niners. I want the Rams to kick.
I think that, yeah, you beat the Niners, and I think the Rams, you know, the Rams, the whole mood of LA and the Rams will
Because
be
I
up.
believe if the Rams win, that's gonna springboard into something.
I think so.
I think so too, because
yeah.
there's some wounded. Like I said, Tampa Bay is wounded. The Rams beat the Niners. They play Tampa Bay. Then I think they come over in the first place. And
But the 49ers, they're going to go into the game with the same mentality that they've had the past 7 regular season games. They're going to challenge the Rams to beat them.
yes.
So the Rams have to me, I would be physical. I'd run the ball, even though, you know, you have to be committed to the run. Keep that Niner offense off the field. The Niners, like the game could be close, and then all of a sudden a big Debo play, you know, he breaks tackles in the secondary.
Didn't Jennifer
and,
say that earlier? Her
oh,
favorite
God.
player is Debo.
Well,
I hope Debo gets knocked up.
A lot of Niner fans, yeah. I mean, it's no wonder he's their favorite player. He, you know, I mean, I had shades of Jerry Rice, John Taylor,
oh.
when the Rams played him
Anaheim Stadium.
yeah. But I thought the funny thing was so during that game, you know, my daughter went to that game, but when she was on the plane and she was sitting next to a guy in red, and you know, he looked over and started talking to her. And he said, "Oh, you like football?" She said, "Yeah." And so she said, "Yeah, you know, I'm a Rams fan. We're gonna go up north and beat the Niners." So she kept going on, and then she looked at him and she's like, "Wait a minute, you got a red shirt on. Are you a Niner fan?" But it turned out to be Jesse Sapolo.
What?
Yeah, so Sapolo,
He went like
yeah,
Fox
he was
Sapolo.
nice to her. He's like,
Fox.
"Oh yeah, you know." She said, "Are you a Niners fan?" He said, "Well, actually, I played for the Niners." So when he said that, he kind of saw her and she kind of laughed. She said, "I thought it was funny. I was sitting next to him and someone walked by and she's like, 'Jesse, why are you sitting next to a Rams fan?'" But she didn't put 2 and 2 together until after. So, you know, the Rams 49er rivalry has always been intense since I was a kid. And I remember the Niners, you know, some of the hate, you know, the respective hate that I had for the Niners started at a young age. I remember when, I mean, they had some of the players saying, "You know what, I wish we could play the Rams every Sunday. There's nothing like beating the Rams," you know. And so no matter how good we were, the 49ers would always be the measuring stick. And even today, I mean, the Rams have to find a way to win on Sunday to get that, to even make it a rivalry. Yeah. 8 is enough.
Yeah. Ooh, I like
That's
that.
too many.
Hey, I like that.
That's too many.
8 is enough. With that
Yeah,
being
so we'll
said,
stop at,
another
we'll
episode.
stop at 7.
Yeah, so Going Around Buzz podcast. See you at the tailgate. Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Whose house?
Rams house.
Whose house?
Rams house.